ये आप जिंदगी में पहली बार आ रहे हैं ना पुणे?
Yeah, like I said, I thought it's some third-rate dump where गन्ना गांजा पीते हैं और पढ़ाई वढ़ाई करते रहते हैं, पुणे नाइट लाइफ की बात करते हैं।
The most violent, the most destructive thing you did.
तो एक लड़के की मैंने गांड की हड्डी तोड़ दी थी एक बार।
कैसे?
वही मैं सोच रहा था।
Where did podcasting come out of all this, man?
I'd seen that Jordan Peterson, a few others, they were very popular among my friends, and I thought that eventually, since we were consuming so much content, reading so many books, I figured I could also do.
A lot of people get offended about small things nowadays. A lot. Is that where the world is heading? Are we becoming woke?
There was this woman standing from a certain agency which is very woke. और मैंने सिर्फ बोला और मैं इजराइल गया. She's like, how dare you, you genocidal freak? चली गई. मैंने कहा ये तो हमारे देश का मुद्दा भी नहीं है.
कुछ देसी है ना जो मतलब यहाँ रहते हैं लेकिन वो सोचते हैं कि मैं न्यूयॉर्क में हूँ या बॉस्टन में.
हाँ. Racism. I'm all against racism in America. Are you against casteism in India? I don't know. चूतिया है. Time काट रहे हैं.
But a lot of mainstream media is also biased, right?
Mainstream media is biased and podcasters are stupid.
Is it replacing mainstream media?
It's never going to replace it because if you talk about the brand of podcasters जो सिर्फ podcasters हैं वो अपनी due diligence नहीं करते. I wanted to replace the word podcast with dostcast. So that when people would talk about it, they would say, I'm doing a dostcast. It's almost like Arsenal FC, football club, like Liverpool FC. Like FC is the suffix in that.
Yeah.
अभी ecosystem बन रहा है. पैसा, infra, gatekeepers, all of that is happening now in podcast. Podcasters ना fame कितने लालची हैं या cloud कितने लालची हैं कि वो कुत्ता बना लेते अपना guest करने के चक्कर में. कभी देखा, have you seen a politician who's not in power? The past is your friend, the present is no longer a friend, and the future is dismal. So I've seen career YouTubers also like that.
Hello Vinamra ji, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
बहुत बढ़िया यार, आपके बहुत खूबसूरत महल में आके पुणे में अच्छा लगा मेरे को. डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम माय अपार्टमेंट टू योर हाउस.
ये आप जिंदगी में पहली बार आ रहे हैं ना पुणे?
Yeah, like I said, I thought it's some third-rate dump where a bunch of these kids all sit in pajamas and banyans and play PS5 और गन्ना गांजा पीते हैं और पढ़ाई वढ़ाई करते रहते हैं, पुणे नाइट लाइफ की बात करते हैं. So,
But why did you think that? ऐसा क्यों लगा?
no, because I've just seen very like student kind of people coming from Pune, so I didn't think very highly of it. कि ये भी होगा कुछ बेचारा. हम जैसे फरीदाबाद से थे तो हम सोचते थे ना कि हाँ ठीक है कुछ है नहीं, ऐसे ही. But it's a I mean the place that I'm in, right, where your guys' house is, it's very huge. I grew up with huge houses, huge bungalows, huge mansions, so it feels like coming back home. Because Bombay, like we were discussing, is a matchbox. आँख यहाँ से यहाँ जाती है, खत्म अपार्टमेंट.
शुरू होते ही खत्म हो जाता है.
शुरू होते ही खत्म. मेरे पापा हैं, कह रहे अच्छा तो है. मैंने कहा पापा क्या अच्छा है, मतलब अब देखो यार, मैं पापा को बुला रहा हूँ तो वो आ भी रहे हैं मेरे पास जल्दी से. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने आवाज लगाई फिर कोई ऊपर 2 फ्लोर चढ़ के आ रहा है और बहुत देर लग रही है. सो जस्ट दैट. सो
अभी आपको कैसा लगता है पुणे आके? कोई
मैं पुणे का, मैं तो सीधा आपके महल में आया हूँ. मैंने देखा ही नहीं पुणे की नए पब्लिक से इंटरेक्शन करा ही नहीं मैंने.
Yeah, but Pune is a student town. It's known for students. So, you know, your description may be a little accurate, but I don't know about the stuff that you mentioned about, you know, that they just sit around and do nothing and just study and just.
But I also have to shit on so many people. No, that's generally the way to make sure that you are angry in the comments and people are like, this sala, he does not know anything. It's very fun to be slightly ignorant. You can say very nice things. People all across the country are very mindful. Everyone in every city is very nice. But to attack a whole city, that's fun.
It's a new genre.
It's a new genre. That's true.
Okay, so like I told you before that I've seen a lot of your content before and I've never gotten to know much about you. Like when you were my age, when you were younger, what were your school days like? How were you like growing up? And what was your social life like when you were my age? So could you walk us through your childhood?
Whole childhood?
I mean, just give us a gist.
देखो यार, बचपन दुख में बीता.
Okay.
Kidding. No, I remember so little of my childhood. That's the issue. Is I just can't remember too many memories where I can say this happened or that happened. I'll tell you what teachers said. Teachers said I was a chatterbox but very brilliant in school. My mom put me through virtually all kinds of competitions known to mankind. मतलब मेरे पास 3rd क्लास तक ही 310 सर्टिफिकेट हो गए थे.
अरे बाप,
फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड पार्टिसिपेशन भर दिया हर चीज में, मुंह में स्पून रख के नींबू वाली रेस भी कर रहा हूँ मैं, मोनो एक्टिंग भी कर रहा हूँ, डिबेट भी कर रहा हूँ, हर चीज. So I think my mom made me and my sister very ultra competitive. But I used to be very sick as a kid. तो एस्ट्रोलॉजी में बोलते हैं कि जो केतु की महादशा में पैदा होता है वो बड़ा ऐसे डिटैच्ड रहता है या वो होता है. आई रिमेम्बर एक दिन मैंने अपना रिपोर्ट कार्ड देखा और स्कूल के शायद 250 से 260 दिन होते हैं. आई
हाँ.
ओनली अटेंडेड 86.
86 out of
Yeah,
250.
yeah. I was just that sick. I would fall sick so much. I had such bad immunity. Wheezing, coughing all the time. मैं सारे डॉक्टर्स को बाय नेम जानता था और वो मुझे जानते थे. बोलते थे don't be so sick. I used to be very sick as a kid. And then yeah, just my parents had me when they were fairly young. तो हमारे में generation gap कम है. They were growing up and I was also growing up with them. Yeah, but I just can't remember like specific memories about how my childhood was. Like, जैसे जैसे बड़ा हुआ मैं भूलता चला गया क्या क्या हुआ था.
Right, right. And you grew up in फरीदाबाद.
Yeah.
तो फरीदाबाद में आप स्कूल में कैसे थे, मतलब अच्छे थे, बुरे थे,
Top tier, best of the best. You know,
despite all the
और
health
वो भी
issues?
अकड़ में बेस्ट कि जैसे ऐसे होता है कि आप पूरे दिन घिसवाते हो फिर जाके आप टावर बनते हो. Born intelligent. फिर उसके बाद once I discovered fuck school, like I don't want to be a part of school and I want to do other things. You know, so like then I was like, no need. Then my grades started dipping.
Mhm.
See, Faridabad also had a very big, I don't know if you have it in Pune, like हवाबाजी culture कि गाड़ियों में घूमो, स्कूटियों पे घूमो, बदमाशी करो, यहाँ से वहाँ जाओ, गाने सुनो, हुक्का पियो, मोमोज खाओ, गंदी चीजें ये सब, just wasteful stuff. So I really found that fascinating. Staying out late, not listening to my parents, meeting all kinds of shady people. That was so enticing. अब कौन स्कूल में जाके SST में क्या पढ़ना है, क्या मैप आ रहा है इंडिया का, किसको क्या पढ़वा है.
हाँ हाँ.
You just sort of drift away.
Mhm.
So I started to drift away in what many people would say bad company. But I had such great times. Those guys took me to different cities. ऐसे ऐसे चोरों के साथ में हैंग आउट करता था कि 60-60 रुपए का पेट्रोल चुराते थे. These guys were all about like their caste. कि हम तो सारे गुजर हैं, सारे गुजर साथ हो जाओ, हम सारे पंजाबी हैं, हम साथ हो जाओ. Random पंगों में जाना. So I was just hanging out with the dirties of the dirty for a very long time, and that was so exciting. As a kid who had some blue collar experiences, but primarily living in a safe environment. तो उस बदमाशी में बहुत मजा आता था. तो फिर आप कहाँ आप स्कूल के बारे में सोचते हो फिर?
What was like the most खतरनाक बदमाशी you did as a kid? The most violent, the most destructive thing you did?
बहुत होंगे.
Yeah, I don't even think I can remember. There's so many. जैसे मैं बताता हूँ, एक लड़की की मैंने गांड की हड्डी तोड़ दी थी एक बार. ये टेलबोन होती है, ये तोड़ी दी थी मैंने. क्योंकि
कैसे?
वही मैं सोच रहा था.
Actually, don't describe it.
No, I'll describe it. No problem. वो थोड़ा ज्यादा ओवरवेट था, तो उसकी भी दिक्कत है, क्यों भाई इतना तू मोटा हो गया, मैनेज करता थोड़ा. तो मैंने ना एक्चुअली शुरुआत ऐसी हुई that I was already in a crazy mood. I was in 7th grade. I'm talking about one of the best ones that I remember. Others are like probably too graphic. Not that I killed someone.
Thank God.
But just like very bold pranks. तो क्या हुआ कि मेरे पापा ने ना मेरे को एक रेजर दिया, इलेक्ट्रिक रेजर, कि ये अब तू तेरी दाढ़ी वाड़ी आती है, अब तू इसको यूज करा कर, मैं तेरे लिए लेके आया हूँ. मैंने कहा मस्त है. एक दिन मैं रूम में खाली बैठा हुआ था, तो मैंने कहा यार गजनी पिक्चर आई है, कुछ अपने बालों के साथ भी किया जाए. सो बट यू नो आई जस्ट ऐसे करा मैंने, तो बाल थोड़े अलग से उड़ गए. वो लाइन तो आई नहीं जो मेरे को चाहिए थी, तो अब यहाँ एक छेद सा बन गया. सो नाउ आई स्टार्टेड गोइंग क्रेजी ऑन इट, बट आई डिडंट गेट अप द होल लुक, क्योंकि कुछ कुछ जगह पैचेस रह गए. वो होते हैं मेंटल पेशेंट भाग के आते हैं, कुछ कुछ जगह उनके रह जाते हैं बाल, तो ऐसे रह गए. So then I was like, fuck, what do I do? Then I put on a cap, quietly went to school. My mother didn't ask me. मैंने कहा हेयर कट थोड़ा ज्यादा डीप हो गया था, तो whatever. अब मैं इस वाले माइंडसेट में हूँ, वापस घर आता हूँ और मम्मी देखती है, रोने शुरू करती है कि क्या कर लिया, क्या हुलिया बना लिया अपना. तो मेरे पूरे बाल कटवा देती हैं. Now I'm fully bald. Now in school I'm fully bald, so all the girls who like me, they're like, fuck this guy, he looks horrible. I'm the joke of the school कि इसने क्या बना लिया अपना. तो मैं ऑलरेडी ना दिमाग खराब सा घूम रहा हूँ, मेरा दिमाग चलना बंद हो गया है. तो मैं दूसरे सेक्शन में जाता हूँ इस माइंडसेट में, जब मैं गंजा हूँ और ये लड़का कुछ फालतू की बातें कर रहा है. ओए यार क्या हाल है, तू बता तेरे पे कितनी गाड़ियां हैं, पता नहीं फालतू की बातें कर रहा है। मेरे दिमाग में आता है, मैंने कहा साले को चेयर से गिराते हैं आज। पर वो इतना मोटा है और उसकी चेयर भी एलिवेटेड जगह पे थी, तो वो चेयर से गिरा, वो फिर उठ ही नहीं पाया। फिर थोड़ी देर में आवाज आई चिल्ले तेज तेज रोने की। तो क्लास के सबसे बदमाश लड़के ने मेरे को बोला, विनम्र तूने क्या कर दिया, तू भाग जा, तू भाग जा। मैंने कहा यार ये इतना पुराना बदमाश मेरे को ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा है कि तू भाग जा, मैंने कुछ ज्यादा ही बड़ा कांड कर दिया होगा। दिस गाय केप्ट क्राइंग। सो 3 periods आई हिड अंडर द केमिस्ट्री लैब के जो केमिकल्स के नीचे एक जगह होती है, वहां छुपा रहा मैं। लास्ट पीरियड आई वाज लाइक नाउ आई कैन गो बैक, आई विल गो होम, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी। वी हैड दिस पीटीआई मैम, वेरी लाइक मैस्कुलिन मैडम। उन्होंने पकड़ा हाथ को मेरे, विनम्र हम तुम्हारी तलाश बहुत टाइम से कर रहे हैं। I was like, fuck.
It was like those Hindi villain dialogues.
Yeah, fully. I was like, now I'm screwed. So मैं वहां पे गया, वो जो बच्चा था मोटू, वो अपने अब डॉक्टर मैम के साथ उसके पल्लू के पीछे बैठ के ऐसे खून के आंसू रो रहा है। और डॉक्टर मैम मेरे को पहले से चिढ़ती थी। उन्होंने कहा आज इसको बताऊंगी मैं, ये जो घूमता रहता है ना, इसको आज मैं बताऊंगी। अरे तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स को बुला रहे हैं। प्रिंसिपल को भी बुला लिया। फिर कांड हुआ, तो मुझे पता नहीं था तब तक उसकी ये हड्डी टूट चुकी है। वो तो फिर हमें बाद में बताया 2 दिन बाद कि वो स्कूल नहीं आ रहा, आपने उसकी टेल बोन तोड़ दी है। फिर बुरा लगा।
So up till then you just thought that he got hurt like a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he was lying or what, but yeah. Then after a few years on Facebook, he himself said, "I'm sorry."
Oh, really? Why did he say sorry?
I don't know. I don't want to paint myself as a bad person, but just to say that this shit happened, as with many other things.
But what got you into podcasting? I mean, like, where did podcasting come out of all this, man?
Of this,
No, out of all this, being this kind of a kid, and being in all these gangs and all that, and
gangs was like a temporary but very important phase, because it taught me that there is another world outside, and I no longer started seeing the world as just हम स्कूल के अंदर है, हम बच्चे हैं। मतलब रूल्स तोड़ने का शौक बहुत पड़ गया था। So in a way, podcasting is also like breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Where when I first started it, no one in India was doing it properly. जो भी कर रहे थे audio podcast कर रहे थे इक्के दुक्के. But when I was in America, I'd seen that Joe Rogan and Tim Ferriss, Jordan Peterson, a few others, in the general self-improvement category, they were very popular among my friends. And I thought that eventually, since we were consuming so much content, reading so many books, I figured I could also do it. So that is how it started. I got a camera, bought some mics, and अपने ही room को convert कर दिया थोड़ा सा Boston में.
But you were still studying.
I was still studying, yeah. And that's how I started. Eventually, I found a podcasting room in BU that my friend would hire because he was a film student. Advertising students के लिए नहीं था, सिर्फ film students के लिए था वो. We started doing it there. And then the inception for podcasting started there. But I didn't fully commit to it till I think 2021 के November में, when I got Puneet Superstar on, which was like, what the fuck? Why do you get this person on? Everyone was like, are you crazy? You're such an intellectual. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? But at that point, I was like, what can I do in podcasting that's gonna be wild? But even then, I didn't commit fully. Then on my birthday, when I turned 25, I was like, fuck man. सब लोग बोलते थे माँ बाप के पैसे वेस्ट कर दिए इसने, वहां पढ़ के आया, यहाँ एसटीसी करा रहा है, यहाँ यूट्यूब की वीडियो बना रहा है, क्या बेवकूफ है। Some wouldn't say it so publicly, but a few people said, older friends, which really hurt me. So I said, I have all this potential, but nothing is happening. So let me just do 2 podcasts a week, and let's go to 100K. And I wrote the word 100K on my wall, and I would look at it every single day. Then I told my team, half of them quit immediately कि यार ये तो छुट्टियां है, मतलब तीसरा चैनल चला रहा है, बोल रहा है इस पे 100K करने हैं।
तब कितने नंबर थे?
So we were at 16K on one channel, and we started a 3rd channel for this now.
Okay.
So one was the old English podcast, which was at 4-5K. The other was this, which had grown through my writing content. I would teach people writing to 14, 15, 16K, something like that. And then the 3rd channel was basically those cast clips, जिसके ऊपर shorts नई आई थी. तो one of the shorts had like 4.2 million views because I had asked this random editor not random, I asked this kid in Kanpur और आगरा कि तू मेरा ये वाला चैनल चला, इतने पैसे ले ले. और वो एक शॉर्ट जो होती है 1 minute वाली, पहली बार वायरल चली गई थी. मैंने कहा इतने व्यूज तो कभी जीवन में ही नहीं आए. तो हमने कहा ये सब छोड़ो, अब यही करते हैं, पॉडकास्टिंग ही करते हैं, इसमें ये है कुछ, और हिंदी में करते हैं और बकचोदी की एक चीज करते हैं, लाइक लेट्स मेक इट अ लिटिल बिट मोर फन. as opposed to very serious. So that's how it started.
अगर आप पॉडकास्टिंग नहीं कर रहे होते करियर के लिए तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक यू वुड बी डूइंग?
I'd be like an ad guy, probably be like writing.
That was like your backup choice as
Yeah, once I watched Mad Men, I knew I wanted to be in advertising. I watched Don Draper. मैंने कहा ये सुबह उठते ही विस्की पियो सूट में एक दो आइडिया सोचो और ये लो
हो
कॉपी
गया काम आज का काम हो गया
आज का काम हो गया.
but tell me podcasting like do you find it fulfilling?
Not at times, no. It's a mixed bag. Like a lot of it becomes like a job. Like I was saying last night, the back end is quite boring.
Hmm.
Every now and then, fresh novelty aati hai jeevan mein. Some wild conversation happens. You know, we hit a revenue goal. I get to travel someplace new, which I'm really excited by often.
Pune.
Like Pune, right? I get to see someone else's life. That is fun. But sometimes it's very like just get through it. Because in India, unlike America, abhi America mein bhi ho raha hai pata nahi. It's a little different where our market didn't really go to कि मेरा podcast है, I'm driven by curiosity. It went directly to market में क्या चल रहा है. It went directly to हमारे को इस तरह का content बनाना है because that'll fetch us views. So we're yet to have that moment. So sometimes you do a lot of podcasts knowing that, yeah, I'm not very interested in this topic, so I'll do it like homework. I'll still do my research and still show up. But I know it's going to achieve a certain growth objective.
Do you get bored in these kind of podcasts? Have you ever got bored in your podcast, like while you are hosting a podcast?
No, अगर मैं बोर हो रहा होता तो मैं बोल देता हूँ कि ये बेकार है. मतलब मैं I stop them and I say, listen, what do you think about this? Blah blah blah. Like if I'm sitting there and being bored, then imagine that the other, like if I'm being bored, the audience is bored.
Absolutely.
Right? I assume that I'm speaking on my behalf and everyone else's. So if someone's going on for some bullshit tangent that makes no sense at all, then it's my duty to stop them, right? Because if it's my podcast and I'm being bored, then I'm not hired to do this. Like मेरे को किसी ने बिठाया नहीं, मैं खुद ही बैठा हूँ मटक के कि ओ podcast शुरू करते हैं.
They're like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah. So if it's not fun for me, then yeah.
and also, what was the most absurd or like the funniest podcasting experience you've ever had? Like you called someone, something happened, and then something else only happened, and then you're like, अरे भाई ये क्या?
Yeah, जैसे ना लोगों को कभी हग्गा मारना होता है. Sometimes people have to just remember this. Sorry if I'm being too like unhinged.
No,
in the
please,
podcast.
please.
No, not at all, yaar. This is the oddcast, yaar. I mean, like everything's odd out here.
जैसे ना लोगों को टट्टी करनी होती है, अब वो कैसे करें? पॉडकास्ट पे आए हैं तो I already make sure that I ask them multiple times, hey, you want to use the washroom? You want to use the washroom? You want to use the washroom? And they say no, yeah. Every now and then some people come with like not a full bladder but also a full large intestine. So when they come out, they're very embarrassed. कोई बात नहीं यार, क्या हो गया? So I make sure I do lots of stupid things in front of them to set the bar very low and they feel comfortable being at my studio, at my home. That's funny. Some of the podcasts I can't release because people have said such absurd shit when they're drunk. All the drunk podcasts are the funniest.
You've done drunk podcasts.
So many drunk podcasts. It's a small IP. It's called Drunk Times with. अभी हमने डिसकंटिन्यू कर रही है क्योंकि कोई साला मेरे साथ आके पीता नहीं है. सब डरते हैं कि मुझे कैमरे में नहीं पीना, फलाना ढिमकाना, ब्रांड फ्रेंडली नहीं है.
तो आते ही पिला देगा.
आते अरे वो अब सब सॉफ्टी भी तो बन गए हैं. I wish like it changes because when people get drunk, the kind of shit they say, the kind of fun you have is just, I mean, quite next level.
True. You mentioned softies. Like, what do you mean by softies? कि आज क्या मतलब समाज you're talking about generally, like, you know, people have become weak.
Yeah, you know, some women, some of my female friends think that, hey, you're like very trying to be like, तुम ऐसा लगता है तुम बहुत masculine आदमी हो. मैंने कहा ना मेरे muscles ऐसा ना कुछ ऐसा है. But I just grew up around a different kind of world where it was the world of men, the world of women as well. But the world of men was very unforgiving. तो मेरे जैसे intellectual types की वहाँ कोई कदर नहीं थी. It just takes a while for you to, you know, enter the world of men where grandfathers, fathers, friends of fathers accept you कि भाई हमारे बीच का ये आदमी है. तो जब मैं मेट्रोपॉलिटन शहरों में गया तो मेरे को थोड़े मेट्रोसेक्सुअल से या फेमिनाइज से बंदे मिले तो फिर मेरे को घर की याद आई थोड़ी सी. So I think men nowadays are becoming a little feminized, like a little too softy type. थोड़ा अपना Like, how do you fight for your keep without being passive aggressive?
You can't.
No, like, no. So like, how do you fight for your keep without being passive aggressive? बंदे यहाँ पे passive aggressively करते हैं. Like, अगर आपके पास aggression है, आप उसको openly as assertion, like be assertive and challenge the other person and say, listen, this is my need or this is my requirement and this is where I assert my boundary. I think it's also a culture when the बंदों को लगता है कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा उनके साथ, कोई और चीज हो जाएगी. That's why they like become a little meek.
Also offended, right? I mean, like a lot of
Yeah.
people get offended about small things nowadays. A lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that where the world is heading? Are we becoming woke?
यार इंडिया में तो ना एक वोक की पिटाई होनी चाहिए. मैं ये मानता हूँ.
ठोक के.
Anyone who has extremely, and there is nothing wrong with extremely progressive values. I just want to see those values suffocated when they go to a village. I just want to see what happens when you place this person outside of the university or the safe AC room where they're talking the shit out of.
The comfort zone.
Yeah. तो इसी वजह से I'm very realistic when it comes to this, and you can't. I mean, the only space in India to take offense is religion. वहाँ पे लोगों को आजादी है. हर आप conservative, progressive और religion के बारे में बोला तो फोड़ देंगे. But yeah, I don't know. Like I meet all kinds of people, and I really struggle when I meet someone particularly woke because they get offended. Like I went to Israel recently, and I shot a vlog, and I was at this Spotify event, and there was this woman standing from a certain agency which is very woke. और मैंने सिर्फ बोला और मैं इजराइल गया. She's like, how dare you genocidal freak. चली गई. मैंने कहा बहन ये तो हमारे देश का मुद्दा भी नहीं है. Number one. Number second, like it just like I was just describing to a group of people that I went to Israel. She heard and she called me a genocidal freak and she left. And like borderline crying. I was like, what the fuck is happening? So समझ नहीं आया मेरे को मतलब कि
क्यों?
It's the hypocrisy, like Black Lives Matter and like all eyes on Rafah. But domestically, you turn a blind eye because it's very, very convenient to, talk about internationally.
Because it looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah. It's like you थोड़ा upscale करते अपनी morality को कि मतलब LA fires, praying for LA fires, you know, like.
और मैं हूँ लोनावला में.
हाँ. तो वो थोड़ा it just like सबको अमेरिका जाना है. अमेरिका कैसे जा सकते हैं? तब तक जब नहीं जा सकते तब तक morality उनकी प्रोग्रेसिव मोरालिटी
कुछ देसी है ना जो मतलब यहाँ रहते हैं लेकिन वो सोचते हैं कि मैं न्यूयॉर्क में हूँ या बॉस्टन में.
हाँ बोलते हैं वो I'm all about racism. I'm all against racism in America. Are you against casteism in India? I don't know. टाइम काट रहे हैं.
आपने दूसरे पॉडकास्ट में कहा था कि since like people are becoming a little softies now.
Yeah.
You have a very interesting take on dating in my generation. Could you tell us about that?
No, it's because I was on the NI podcast, and I actually on Twitter there's this guy called Rob Henderson.
Okay.
And he publishes a lot of sociological studies that he finds. वो अपने Twitter पे publish करता है. So he collected a few studies where it said that younger men were not dating anymore. They were just giving up. Ki apps to chodo, they were just giving up. And he was showing graphs of how that was happening. And so there's a lot of lonely young single men. It's far worse if they're poor and far worse if they're disenfranchised at the bottom of the hierarchy. तो उनको लगता है कि मुझे कुछ और बनना पड़ेगा, compete करना पड़ेगा, so let's just give up. And some of those become extremist. Some of those get blackpilled and they become women haters. Or they become, the term is quite popular nowadays, involuntary celibate, like incel.
Yeah.
And then they get very active on online forums. So just, it's very sad to see men giving up, but they've just, I don't know why that's happening. But
I think I saw a little bit of that. What you're mentioning over here is that there are a lot of this is also because a lot of women have become so over empowered, and I don't know, like, I don't want feminists like attacking me or anything, but
right.
It is a fact that, women, a man is basically generally only loved if he provides.
Correct.
All right. Typically.
Correct.
All right. And a woman is taken for granted that, okay, she's there. But then if she starts earning money, तो पति का income सबका, लेकिन उसका income साली सिर्फ उसका. So that I think is a big disconnect what is happening, and women are so over empowered now that men are looking like weak in front of them. They feel that, okay, I can't showcase my masculinity. I'm not the protector or the provider anymore alone. There are multiple revenue streams coming in, and I'm just one of them now. So maybe it's because of that also is what I feel that a lot of young people are refraining from dating. They're scared.
Yeah.
They're in a shell, they're in a cocoon, they're guarded.
Yeah, I also think talking about dating culture and men and women and their relationships online also warps and confuses you in the way you perceive these. मतलब मैं अभी भी बता सकता हूँ कि if I see someone attractive, my tendency is to try and still go and speak with them as opposed to figure out इसका IG क्या है, फिर उसको स्टॉक करना IG पे, फिर एक तरह की डिप्रेविटी में चले जाना कि ये एक लड़की थी, इसको देखा था, इसे कितने फॉलोअर, इसको फॉलो करती, कुछ चांस मारता हूँ इस पे. So the directness has gone away and it's just all these little games that have come up. And you're right about I guess the over-empowered, but it's only happening in metropolitan cities, I guess, where the 1% or the 5% are now exposed to this whole thing where men are not sure about the traditional roles. They're not even sure if they're men anymore.
Correct.
Or they're like boys or like man-child, like क्या है. फिर एक और चीज क्या होती है कि मेरे को मतलब ये मेरे साथ बॉस्टन में भी हुआ था एक बार. I remember I'd like signed up for a puppetry class. Last year of college, I was like, it's going to be fun, whatever. ये जो ओवर एम्पावर्ड गोरी औरतें होती हैं, अब क्या करना है, सिविलाइजेशन तो
Karens.
हाँ, द कैरेंस, अब सिविलाइजेशन तो बसा ली, अब क्या करें जी. So someone gave a very good analogy that America is a dog that's so full it's eating its own leg out of boredom. Right? So she used to teach a class on early boyhood as a woman. ठीक है, मतलब अगर मैं एक प्रोफेसर हूँ और मैं सिखाऊं क्लास अर्ली गर्लहुड पे एज अ मैन,
It won't happen.
मेरी गांड मार देंगे, राइट? लाइक अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड
Absolutely.
कुत्ता बना देंगे मेरा, राइट? So she used to teach that. Now she had this crazy idea that she proposed to the puppetry professor and she agreed. Let's have the entire class make puppets about toxic masculinity. उस टाइम पे मैं जॉर्डन पीटरसन का भक्त, जैसे आजकल लोग मोदी भक्त होते, तो मैंने उसकी सारी बातें सुन रहा हूँ मैं कि men should be this that, और मेरा खून खौल रहा है as I'm seeing these, by the way, these young 18-year-old men trying to make puppets on how their very spirit of being a man is toxic. तो मैंने कहा यार, मैंने बाद में उसको क्लास के बाद बोला, मैंने कहा आपको ये टॉक्सिक मैस्कुलिनिटी करा आपने, फिर फेमिनिटी पे भी करते हैं. नहीं, आई एम ओपन टू ऑल पर्सपेक्टिव्स. मैंने कहा घंटा पर्सपेक्टिव, क्लास तो हो गई खत्म, बना ली उन्होंने पपेट. वो कह रहा है कि
हमको ही बना दिया
पपेट बना दिया. So that's why I'm very careful when, see, the problem is you're so bored and you're pissed off at your dad or mom or some other issue. So then you invent shit like all men are bad or all women are bad. Then you find others to support you. Then it becomes your identity. Then you're like toxic masculinity, your patriarchy, या फिर ये toxic femininity, फिर आप इस चीज में पड़ जाते हो. I think sadly a lot of young people are now too involved in social movements that don't really end up anywhere. It's not a revolution per se. It's just wasting your time.
I agree. The other thing I wanted to know was that, touching on the same topic, is that in India, though, it's gone to another level where there is Brahmanical patriarchy also. There's a term that's coming. And where they're saying that, any man cannot assert himself on any woman or cannot demand anything. Now, where I'm coming from this is, in the past, India, if we call it the cradle of civilization, was known as a duty-based society. And now we have moved to a rights-based society. And everyone is saying rights. These are my rights, these are his rights, these are her rights, these are our rights, these are my child's rights. अभी बच्चों को हम पीट भी नहीं सकते. पहले जो हम जब बड़े हो रहे थे तो हम लोग को तो कितनी ठुकाई होती थी स्कूल में, बड़े भाई से, इससे उससे, सब ठोकते थे. कोई भी आता था ठोक के चले जाता था. Now you can't even raise your hand on a kid. It's become like that. So there's so many restrictions now. As a parent, as a father, as a man, as a brother, as an elder sibling also, you can't do shit now. There's a lot of this wokeism thing has come in such a large way into the whole mainstream that you're looked down upon if you do what was normal 10-20 years ago. So I don't know, where we are heading, what's happening.
Yeah, like think about the fact that kids don't play in playgrounds anymore.
Yeah.
जैसे पार्क में खेलना,
स्मार्टफोन.
हाँ, जैसे पार्क में खेलना एक चीज होती है जो आपका एसेंशियल पार्ट है. मतलब मैंने भी आई थिंक 13-14 की एज तक उसके स्पोर्ट्स वगैरह और आ गए, जैसे कबड्डी या खो खो खेलना या फुटबॉल क्रिकेट खेलना. पर उससे पहले कन्वेंशनली पार्क में खेलने का मतलब क्या होता है कि आप जाके झूलों पे खेलो, दोस्तों से मिलो, कोई और
गिरो, मार खाओ, झगड़ा करो,
पिटाई करो एक दूसरे की. But you're just like the public space you're using is a park.
Yeah.
Like it's a green patch with some swings, with there's others as well. And it's very important because you used to use public space. अभी the public space, if you can afford it, is inside your own house, where आपके दो बच्चों के आपके अगर आप पेरेंट हो तो आपके बच्चों के दोस्त आते हैं, उनके पेरेंट्स उनको छोड़ कर जाते हैं, फिर आप उनकी निगरानी करते हो, या बच्चे डिस्कॉर्ड पे खेलते हैं, सुनते हैं एक दूसरे की बातें, या वो वही सब फ्री फायर पबजी वगैरह खेलते हैं. I mean, I don't want to be like this old hag saying, "Oh, the world is changing. I'm so upset." But I think playground culture enforces some basic rules of socialization, like how to do teamwork, how to understand boundaries,
How to understand failure.
how to understand failure, exactly, how to understand competition. So all of that goes away, and this ties to the Gen Z dating point as well. Is that now kids are under socialized
Hmm.
because उनको इतने हाई क्वांटिटीज में वो फिजिकल सोशल इंटरेक्शन नहीं मिल रहा जहां उनको पता लग रहा है वो कौन है. इट्स लाइक यू नो वो जो कुत्ते के बच्चे होते हैं वो कभी कभी रफ प्ले करते रहते हैं, एक दूसरे की पिटाई करते रहते हैं. दैट्स लाइक अंडरस्टैंडिंग देयर बाउंड्रीज एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग विद अदर members of my species, how do I behave, how do I become cordial. So with that going out, and playgrounds are an important part of it, you run the risk of becoming very very antisocial,
Absolutely.
and so your entire personality is then extrapolated on the internet,
Right.
because you don't know how, like if you have a fulfilling relationship with many people around yourself, the desire to go to the internet and look for friends will disappear.
Absolutely.
That is primarily why it's there.
And who are these friends on the internet, right? They're
Yeah.
probably just fake friends. Most of them.
Yeah, I mean, if you meet them, अच्छी बात है, but like otherwise, yeah, it's just a digital connection.
Yeah. It's a
It doesn't-
virtual world.
Yeah.
Since you brought up you're giving a hint of how gaming's friendly we are right now. What have you learned from video games? Because I'm sure even you have had your own fair.
Yeah, but
play.
I've never played multiplayer games. अगर वो multiplayer भी खेलते थे तो घर पे आते थे दोस्त, फिर वो PS3 की स्क्रीन को चार हिस्सों में
चार-
डिवाइड कर देते, स्प्लिट स्क्रीन. सो कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी, ब्लैक ऑप्स 2, न्यूकटाउन के मैप में एक एक छोट, मतलब कई बार वो जो न्यू प्लेयर आते हैं ना तो वो फिर क्या करते हैं कि वो समझ नहीं पाते मेरी स्क्रीन कौन सी है.
वही
इतने बेवकूफ होते हैं तो कहीं भी खेल रहे होते हैं. सो फॉर मी, like I've learned from games with very good stories. Like all GTA games have the best writers. So when I was going to America, GTA 5 released. Now you know GTA 5 is a parody of America.
yeah.
Right? It's whatever America is flipped.
Correct.
Because on the radio they have ads ki say yes to Article 115, legalize cocaine.
Yeah.
And so it's just a joke about how American society is. It's a parody. By playing GTA 5 and Assassin's Creed 3, one is the history of America, one is contemporary America, but parodied. I was able to understand so much about how American society behaves even before I got there. So
By
that
playing the video game.
by playing the video game. Assassin's Creed 3 के अंदर क्या होता है? You're the son of a father who's English. Your mother is a Native American woman.
Okay.
और आप now you're a part of the American Revolution. जब you're basically playing against the British settlers and you're a part of the American revolutionaries. So you meet anyone from George Washington to Benjamin Franklin, all of these guys, and सबके ऊपर long history के वो होते हैं entries that you can read. Going to Boston is one of the central cities in that game. So you can see all of Boston's old, the Tea Party thing happens
Right.
there. You can take part in central, like key American freedom movements and events. So when I got there and वो बोलते थे ये Sam Adams है, मैंने कहा हाँ मुझे पता है, ये Plymouth है, मैंने कहा हाँ मेरे को पता है, because I played the game. So like it, and you're immersed, you're excited, right? It's a game. So
Yeah.
it's for me, it's far easier to do that than to, read a book on the history of America.
Do you see similar parallels between new video games? Because I think that I cannot relate based on video games I played like recently. Like one
Yeah, they're
game.
all hyper casual right now.
Yeah, like for example, one game that went crazy in lockdown was Fortnite, and before that
Yeah,
also
yeah,
it was
yeah.
crazy. But when I started playing Fortnite, I didn't find much direction or anything it's giving me. It's basically like you just land, you gather materials, and if you're playing with your friends, it's basically like that. It's basically like Discord and stuff. You play with them, and
But many people I know are like big Fortnite fans. उनको अच्छा लग जाता है hang out करने के लिए.
yeah, for sure.
It's a place to chill. I mean, like I've always played single player games, and then I learned like there is a Godfather game.
Okay.
That
Yeah, yeah, I've
you
heard,
watch the
I've heard.
Godfather movies, right?
Yeah,
Now you can play the game, but you're a character in the background while all these events are happening. So you learn about 1945 fictional New York. But yeah, that's just me. I'm like a nerd. Like I like new information.
Right,
So
right.
game अगर थोड़ा novel की तरह होता है, मजे आ जाते हैं.
Do you think that the kind of information you've got from gaming is more valuable than what you got from school based on contemporary problems?
Maybe I wouldn't say that. School, like dude, like okay, I'll tell you honestly, all I remember from school, unless business studies में पता लगा था मेरे को sole proprietorship होती है, partnership होती है. ठीक है, चलो हमने sole proprietorship बना ली. ठीक है. Hindu undivided family होती है. चलो ठीक है, कर्ता system. I remember that. I remember like product price, some shit. It's just books. Like I mean, I went to a CBSE school, so I don't think I actually used so much any. ऐसा कुछ use नहीं करता मैं school से जो. I don't know.
You haven't used the Pythagoras theorem yet in
No,
life.
not yet.
That's
yaar.
strange, yeah.
No.
I mean, like, you know,
I am not as
they
lucky as
hammered
you.
that Pythagoras theorem into every student in India for the last 80 years.
Yeah, no, not so much. Although I learned a lot, I would say like मेरी तो majority education advertising वाली बहुत बढ़िया थी.
Hmm.
Because that made making content very easy.
Hmm.
Because I was learning online and I was seeing the traditional way of doing it and mixing it together.
But tell me something, though, the word, your podcast, the
Hmm.
main channel, which is called Dostcast. How did the word Dostcast come about? Like, you know, what's up with that?
Yeah, so my thing was I wanted to replace the word podcast with Dostcast. So that when people would talk about it, they would say, I'm doing a Dostcast. Like I wanted to replace the verb. And it's far more memorable. और मैंने सोचा इंडिया में ना अभी ना वो पॉडकास्टिंग आई नहीं है.
Hmm.
अभी भी टाइम है हिंदी वर्ड्स को यूज करके
Hmm.
कास्ट के आगे लगाने का.
Hmm.
Because it's easier, right? So like, I mean, your outcast, literally, right?
Yeah.
Bang on. So I told friends who still haven't figured this out, like, इतने हिंदी वर्ड्स हैं, चाय कास्ट, पुणे कास्ट, बॉम्बे कास्ट, पहाड़ कास्ट, सब कर लो. वो जो कास्ट है उससे वो पॉडकास्ट बन जाएगा ना, आगे वाला तुम्हारा वर्ड will. It's just, how do I say it? It's like it's almost like Arsenal FC football club, like Liverpool FC. Like FC is the suffix in that,
Yeah.
so it's easier to tell it's a football club.
Hmm.
So it's just like
And how's the journey been? Like you mentioned कि जब आपने start किया था पहले, there was a lot of, you know, your elderly relatives, elderly friends, etc. कि क्या कर रहा है, podcast कर रहा है, US से पढ़ के आया है, ये सब टाइम पास कर रहा है, इसमें कोई आनी जानी नहीं है, कमाई नहीं है.
हाँ.
And now, you know, you fast forward to today,
हाँ.
and 3-4 साल उसमें उस बातों को हो गई, and now you're successful and you're generating a revenue and you're making a living out of it,
Hmm.
right? So how does the perspective at home change now?
Yeah, now they're like, अरे ये कुछ है, ये हमारे बीच का स्टार है, फलाना ढिमकाना. That's how it changes primarily. Like my father got off my back once I started getting political guests on.
Hmm.
He's like, अच्छा ये तो मेरे फील्ड की चीज है.
Hmm.
Because how would a businessman typically get a meeting with a politician? You tell me. Unless there was actual business to transact. Correct.
Other than that, the only way is like media, right?
Yeah. Like how would you typically get that kind of access?
Right.
Like fundamentally.
Hmm.
Or what happens is आप किसी के जानकार होते हो. ये जी कुणाल जी हैं पुणे के बहुत बड़े, ये आपके खास वो हैं. अच्छा जी, वो आपने भेंट कर दिया उसको वो बुके, डबल हैंड
शॉल
चेक कर
पहना
लिया,
दिया, एक नारियल दे दिया.
हाँ. So it's very formal, right? So I think when he saw that, he was like, this guy is doing good. When he saw me making the money I do, he was very happy with that as well. My mother has been always concerned about me being a good person and me being mentally at ease, as opposed to mera podcast kaisa kar raha hai. She doesn't care. She's very happy for me, but she's like, apna mental peace mat lose karo. And she's right. Sometimes I get a little crazy. My dadi, much like your mother and his dadi, is the biggest fan. She watches every single episode and reads every single comment, including the negative ones, and say कि लोग गलत क्यों कह रहे थे इसके लिए, इन्हें कुछ पता है? अरे मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, आप मत पढ़ो. And when I did not get views earlier on, she's like, सबके views आते, तेरे क्यों नहीं आते? like, अरे यार.
What was your response?
शर्मा जी के बेटे को देखो.
नहीं, मैं तो बोलता रहता था कि अरे वो मेरा ना थोड़ा इंटेलेक्चुअल सा है ना, आप समझते नहीं हो, वो मासी नहीं है, वो डिफरेंट है. चाहे फिर वो बोलती थी हाँ इसका डिफरेंट है कुछ. But she was just being honest because she watches all these family vloggers.
Correct.
ननद ने जेठानी को क्या बोला, जेठानी ने ननद को क्या बोला, आज उनकी लड़ाई चल रही है, चूल्हा गरम नहीं हो रहा, shit like that. So she finds my stuff fascinating.
But you've been into the space now for a while now, and I mean, like, we're grateful that you've come to us because we are just starting off as podcasters over here, and it's a father-son chat show that we've started, and I just wanted to know that in the last 4 years now, where you are, have other podcasters in the past helped you out? What's up with the podcast bros? Like, do they hang out together? Do they help each other out, or you're in a silo?
This is how I will frame this. First of all, I'm very grateful to be here. Your hospitality has been par excellence. The love that you and your family have showered on me is also par excellence. So is the food, which is par Michelin star. But as far as podcasting bros is concerned, no one is a frequent collaborator, but everyone shares information, particularly around deals as and when required. No two guest-based podcasters hang out too much. There is just always that sense of competition lingering about. So people are afraid someone's going to poach someone from my team. कुछ state secret पता लग जाएगा. लेकिन largely people from the outside are friendly. अंदर से I've been inside many people's teams. The teams are all fighting like dogs amongst each other. इसने ये कर दिया, हमें ये करना. There's a very strong competitive spirit, which is maybe different from American podcasters because it's largely very collaborative and all comedians are there. Here, everyone's trying to go for the top spot or to be in the top 3 and what it takes to acquire that. And if that means trading away with authenticity, that's fine. If it means making 100 fan pages, that's fine. If it means making sure that you're getting the craziest guests, that's fine. So it is very much like who's going to be at the top. That's the conversation that I've frequently been a part of with the other podcasters who each have at least 1 million subscribers or more.
But podcasters in India specifically, is there also like a FOMO kind of scene happening between you all that, "Arey, this guy got ye guest
Yeah,
leke aa
yeah,
gaya
all the
now,
time.
somebody got Modi ji on the show." What's the buzz amongst the podcasting circle or the fraternity?
सुख खुद खुशी करने की सोचते क्योंकि अरे यार मतलब पता है क्या है, like I really wish this was not the case. I wish this existed, like हाँ सब podcast कर रहे हैं, great, oh that's fine. But it's like it's become a big dick measuring contest. कि मेरा तो इतना बड़ा है, तेरा कितना बड़ा है, मतलब ये वाली बात है. और वो दिखाते हैं हम किसी और को लाके, किसी और का बड़ा हम अपने पे दिखाते हैं. So that way for me it doesn't really add up. With American podcasting culture, it is run by comedians who are far more collaborative in nature than career podcasters. ये क्या करता है? ये podcast करता है. It's just a new thing. It's a new phenomenon. It's not like people from other, like a journalist doing a podcast is a journalist now.
Understood,
using the podcasting format. A billionaire entrepreneur now using the podcast format is different. A career podcaster is just someone who just tries to grow their career by speaking with different people. So that way India के अंदर ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि comedian podcasters are. Comedians करते हैं podcasts, but their cultural appeal is only restricted to people who watch comedy. But in America,
it's very genre specific. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It.
In America, comedians also happen to have some of the biggest podcasts. That's what I've generally seen.
Is the market for like YouTubers in whatever country very similar to that of like how businesses would operate in a specific industry? Because
Like, what do you mean?
For example, when I'm using a specific kind of toothpaste, say, I've been using Colgate for my whole life. I don't use other brands or anything. I may have tried 1 or 2 here or there, but that's it. But I don't follow just one YouTuber. I follow many, and they could be of the same niche. Like for example, if I'm following vloggers, then I don't follow just one. I follow 3, 4. So is it really competitive, or like what's the scene like?
I've seen that podcasting is competitive. I don't know about other YouTubers. Largely because it's a very simple genre. तो इंडिया में पॉडकास्ट ऐसे भी हैं बहुत सारे. Like my friend Aryan Misra, he runs the Desi Crime podcast. Him and his co-host Aishwarya, they do crime narratives. इंडिया में जो बड़े बड़े crimes हैं उसे cover करते हैं. So they talk about the crime, they describe the crime in a scripted format, and then they zoom out and talk about the crime a little bit, tie it to normal things that are happening all around us, and they go back to the crime. And Spotify पे वो number 2 या 3 पे रहते हैं, number 1 पे भी रह चुके हैं consistently. So they're also huge podcasters, but no one is competing with them. जो guest based podcasters हैं, जिसके podcast में भी guest आते हैं, वही आपस में compete करते हैं.
Correct.
कौन बड़ा guest लेके आया, किसके कितने subscribers हो गए, उसने उसको ले आया, उसने उसको ले आया. It's almost like it's slowly becoming like, when news channels would say,
I got the
IBN7
exclusive.
exclusive, exactly.
Exclusive.
Exclusivity is a term I'm hearing more and more and more. Like here, I hear so many podcasters saying, see at these numbers now, it's all about exclusivity. मना कर दो आप सबको, जिसका हम first करेंगे उसका ही करना है, वो और किसी भी आएगा मेरे पे नहीं आएगा. So it's becoming like that. I mean, but I'm talking about the top 10, like top 7, like that's how people are thinking now.
And how was your state when you were just starting off, when you weren't getting the kind of views you were hoping to get? Like for example, आपकी दादी आके कह रही थी कि सबके आ रहे, तुम्हारे क्यों नहीं आ रहे? Then what were you really thinking?
I was thinking about doing more work than anyone else possible. Like I don't remember any of 2022. 2022 याद ही नहीं है मेरे को. सिर्फ जिन कॉफी पॉडकास्ट बस, और कुछ नहीं करा. रात को जिन, सुबह कॉफी सिर्फ पॉडकास्ट, रात को जिन, सुबह कॉफी सिर्फ पॉडकास्ट.
And how long did that go on for? The whole year?
Whole year.
What about coffee in the night and gin in the morning? Like, did you try that?
I actually did once. Bad results. Anxiety at night and depression in the morning. It didn't really
You
happen.
reversed it.
Yeah. So, 2022 में तो ये था कि भाई सबसे ज्यादा पॉडकास्ट करने हैं, और लोग उस टाइम पे बहुत, anyone would say yes. Like what's changed now is people have like decided, I'm going to go on this show, not going to go on this show, I'm going to do a podcasting tour. It's like the economy is happening. Yeah, we're booking 6-7 podcasts for this person. Wanted to know if you're also available. It's like अभी ecosystem बन रहा है. पैसा, infra, gatekeepers, all of that is happening now in podcasting.
Right. Right.
And sadly, say what you will about mainstream media, those guys, they knew what they were worth, even though they sucked up to whatever government was in power. उनको पता था उनकी औकात क्या, उनको उस प्रेस्टीज को यूज करना आता था. पॉडकास्टर्स ना फेम के इतने लालची हैं, ये क्लाउड के इतने लालची हैं कि वो कुत्ता बना लेते हैं अपना गेस्ट करने के चक्कर में. They're not able to sort of have an erect spine or be able to throw weight at the fact they're a podcaster. They're still, this is my opinion, it's a slightly dismal one, they're still a cog in a big machine. They're still a cog in the promotional cycle of a celebrity. They're still a cog in geopolitics में views आते हैं, geopolitics कर लेते हैं. There's no, barring maybe Nikhil Kamath now, and if I say so very humbly, a little bit myself, और भी लोग हो सकते हैं, I'm sure, no one is really trying to push their vision of the world out. It's mostly like whatever the world wants, we'll just feed them that. So
We just get the guest and ride on his publicity or whatever, and whatever he says, we'll accept it.
yeah.
So based on guests, I had a question that if there's a new podcaster starting out and he comes to me, he's like, sir, मेरे को बताओ कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि पॉडकास्ट बड़ा करने के लिए मुझे बड़े गेस्ट चाहिए, लेकिन पॉडकास्ट बड़ा है नहीं तो मैं बड़े गेस्ट ला नहीं पा रहा हूँ, क्या करूँ?
You just have to get lucky once. I already told you honestly, when I met Abhijit Iyer Mitra in 2020, him and I got along very well. Then I asked him, oh, you know this person? He said, yeah, great. Got connected with that person. Then, 2 podcasts ago, I was like, great, you know these guys, they're all friends. Get a third person. But it all starts with tons of cold emails initially. If you want to get people on the podcast, cold emails, Instagram DMs, and references. References, I would say, is probably the highest. क्योंकि आज भी हम सोचते हैं ना कि ये हमारा जानकार है, ये किसी से मिलवाना चाह रहा है, हम ज्यादा उसको ट्रस्ट करते हैं. Because we trust our friend or we trust our
He's known to
acquaintance. Right? So as a result, we also extrapolate that trust on their friend or their connection.
The comfort level is there, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to somebody whom I know. Like, today you've
Right.
come here.
Yeah.
You've come through a reference.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other before this.
And we also spoke over a call
Correct.
twice.
We
right?
got a little comfortable on the call. We got to
Yeah.
know each other's bandwidths and what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And that's how
So
we got on.
that plays a huge role. Because as time goes on, now think about it. Say you wanted to invite, well, let's talk about another Abhijit, right? Abhijit Chavda. Think about the number of requests he must get. Because even he knows that anywhere he goes, views follow. He's just that good.
For sure. Sure.
So think about what it takes for someone like him to say yes to you. Right? You go through a reference, you build a good show, your offer is unique, people say yes to you. So
But tell me something, a
Hmm.
question I had, and I'm a businessman, I'm old school.
right.
So I always look at like, theek hai, if you're spending money, time, effort, energy on anything, there should be some sort of return.
Right.
Now, here, my question is that, is podcasting going to be the place in the long run? Is it replacing mainstream media? Is it a new way of learning? And can one make a successful living out of this in the long run in India?
Partially yes to all three. So first, you said, is it replacing mainstream media?
Yeah.
It's never going to replace it because if you talk about the brand of podcasters, जो सिर्फ podcasters हैं, वो अपनी ड्यू डिलिजेंस नहीं करते हैं, ना वो अखबार पढ़ते हैं, ना वो हिस्ट्री के बारे में जानते हैं, वो मीडिया
Current affairs.
करंट अफेयर्स कुछ नहीं है भाई, बताओ भाई, टीम बता दो क्या कहना है. It's like that. The intellectual effort put into news is what, right? News is fundamentally, news revolves around what is happening in the world right now. Markets, politics, society, sport, something else.
Something bizarre, odd.
Something bizarre or odd. All of that requires that you're in the know, that you have a historical context into the world, in your country, in your state, that you have a specific beat and you have a training to be able to pass that information to your audiences, even if it is opinionated,
Right.
with all the facts. So podcasting right now is far more conversational, despite wanting to provide value or whatnot. Since it completely relies on the insights of someone else. So they're moderators for someone else's wisdom, which is different than mainstream media, where they collect primary source evidence on the ground, they compose the news and then they present it to you. उसका सही गलत होना अलग बात है. तो replace करेगा mainstream media? I don't think so.
But a lot of mainstream media is also biased, right?
Yeah.
And that's why social media has now taken over in a big way where, you can listen to all sides of the story. You're not listening to only one packaged...
Correct. But mainstream media फिर भी ना आपको 24/7
देती
news
रहेगी
तो देता
news.
है. ये सब कहाँ देते हैं news
Correct.
आपको? So mainstream media is biased and podcasters are stupid. If they can be slightly more smart and be more well versed without falling prey to the economical and TRP problems that economical greed and the TRP greed that mainstream media has, then perhaps they run the chance to completely replace mainstream media. Otherwise, no.
But podcasters are also running around after TRPs and after your
Yeah, that's why I'm saying they're stupid.
views and likes and etc. and all that,
They're
right?
stupid.
But then how does one sustain without that?
Anyone whose side gig is podcasting has historically done better. I can talk about two. Nikhil and Smita. Smita has a huge agency, one of the biggest ones in India.
ANI, yeah.
Right, ANI. It's their full-time work. This podcast is on the side. Does well. Does brilliantly well. Gets so many policymakers on. Directly even influences policy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the appeal of it.
Yeah.
That's the power of it.
Yeah.
Nikhil, we've already seen what he's done. Because it's not his main gig. So the fear of trying to make it work and the pressure goes away. And so you can take ballsy moves. That's why my personal record, like how I would typically do it is I would build my forte or pedigree in some other field for a very long time and then probably start a podcast much later on. वो तो हमने जवानी ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, अब तो हम इस काम में आ गए, जवानी में शुरू कर दिया, तो अब तो करेंगे ये, पर yeah, because
But the ideal way you're saying is that.
Yeah, I would say that because it's about life experiences, actually. See, if you're starting on camera, एज अ 20-year-old, 21-year-old, अभी कितनी जिंदगी जी है आपने? आपकी बातों में कितना सब्सटेंस है?
नेक्स्ट टू नथिंग.
ना के बराबर है. ना आप दुनिया भर में गए हो, आप ना आपने ठोकरें खाई हैं, आपके वो लाइफ के 3-4 मेन फेजेस नहीं आए.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज नहीं आई अब तक.
रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज नहीं, मतलब आई वुडंट से कि आई वोंट एक्सपेक्ट कि 22 साल का इंसान बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ले, लेकिन जीवन के उतार चढ़ाव, लोगों से मिलना, 4 जगहों पे जाना, being well versed for the world and having life experiences under your belt makes you a good podcaster, broadcaster, because when research goes away, personal experience comes in and you can derive from that. एक टाइम हम वहां थे, एक टाइम देखो ना, आप कोई भी जो कभी क्या नाम है उसका यार, जो गैंग्स ऑफ वासेपुर में वो बनता है यार, सुल्तान
त्रिपाठी जी.
पंकज त्रिपाठी.
हाँ.
पंकज त्रिपाठी, उसने इतना जीवन जिया है, वो हर बार एक नई कहानी बताता है.
बिल्कुल.
Right? So it's all these storytellers, they can do it now in their 40s, in their late 30s, because they've lived a life. And that life can be lived through a different profession altogether. Because you want a volume of things to talk about. If not, then the best strategy is to be a student of life and say, ki, this is my MBA, this is my...
I'm learning.
This podcast is my Gurukul, quote unquote, like you were mentioning. So that is as far as, that's why I think that people who do something else and then do this often fare better. Second is like, can you make a living from it? Yes, you can, but only the top make it. There are many ways. अभी क्या है कि इंडिया में यूट्यूबर इकोनॉमिक्स ही अप्लाई करती हैं पॉडकास्टिंग पे. मतलब वो उनको ऐसी माना जाता है कि आप एक बस इंटेलेक्चुअल कॉन्वर्सेशन कर रहे हो आप थोड़ी सी, और आपकी कॉन्वर्सेशन लंबी है. पर यूट्यूब की जो इकोनॉमिक्स होती है ना, कि ब्रांड डील कितने मिलेंगे, अमेरिका की इकोनॉमिक्स पॉडकास्टिंग की समथिंग लाइक दिस. देयर इज अ प्री रोल एड, देयर इज अ मिड रोल एड, देयर इज अ एंड रोल एड. फॉर ईच ऑफ दीज प्लेसमेंट्स यू कैन चार्ज डिफरेंटली एंड चार्ज अ लॉट. In India, that hasn't really arrived yet. So people rely on AdSense, sponsors, other ways to make money.
Is there a reason,
podcasters or
or
whatever,
like that?
is there a reason as to why that hasn't come here?
Sorry?
Is there a reason as to why that hasn't come here?
Many people have tried, but sala, I don't know what it is, like agencies, or they haven't been able to justify amongst each other why the podcast watcher or listener is someone you can place a higher amount of money on for ads. Because podcasters in America make so much money that they're able to fucking go on tour, sustain their lives, whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Joe Rogan got some mad deal from Spotify, right? He got some
200 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, or more.
Like this $250 million, dude. I mean, like just to be a Spotify exclusive for a week and then release your podcast on other channels. That's mad money.
Yeah.
For anyone. I don't see that happening in India in the near future.
No. हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत, it's a very dog eat dog kind of way. People still make money, but अभी वो leverage आई नहीं है, where like you will see every podcast is a fixed sponsor.
Yeah.
It's very much like हमारा campaign है, 1 हफ्ते का campaign है, ये deliverables हैं, ऐसे काम करना है, आपस में आपके लोग negotiate करते हैं, काम हो जाता है. It's not like we are a title sponsor for those casts for 6 months, where every single episode I do an ad. And yeah, because India is also very low trust society. हमारे इन्फ्लुएंसर्स भी इतने घपले करते हैं, इतने स्कैम करते हैं कि लोग थोड़ा कम विश्वास करते हैं, और करते हैं तो फिर उसको भगवान बना लेते हैं.
But I'm sure we'll arrive at that point one day. I'm sure that this whole thing is going to be...
Look, as IQs rise, this is going to happen more and more.
Absolutely.
And what do you think about the life of a YouTuber in terms of... we'll get to the aftermath of that in a bit. But for you... is there something you want to say to me as a sort of YouTuber right now, but like, or anybody who's upcoming in the audience who doesn't know about the dark things, like
You're
for example,
the do's and don'ts?
No, I'm talking about all the stuff like the mental health problems that you had. You said I had depression.
Yeah, no, I didn't say I had depression. You said कि आप कभी-कभी depressed होते हो. मैंने कहा हाँ, बिल्कुल क्यों नहीं.
No, but like, I don't think people understand.
I mean, do people burn out? I guess this question is that,
understand how lonely a journey
is. For sure. Look, ऐसा होता है जब आपका काम चलता है तो आपको लगता है आप कितने बड़े फन्ने खाओ. I've talked to all YouTubers across the board. 200 के, 2 million, 20 million वाले भी. Some people are very good at lying. Every motherfucker YouTuber, उसकी सारी की सारी self-esteem is dependent on how well their video is doing. It's as simple as that. Like I literally spoke to someone outside a comedy club, some famous YouTuber, tech YouTuber. Is like, क्या चल रहा है? कह रहे यार आजकल views down है ना.
कुछ चल नहीं रहा.
जैसे धंधा वाला होता है ना, आजकल धंधा खराब चल रहा है थोड़ा.
मंदा है.
वो बंदा चल रहा है. ठीक है, तो it is literally like that. You can make crores.
Yeah.
यार views नहीं आए इस पे यार. So that is the dark side. Is your entire self-esteem, your worth is hinges on how many views. Everyone. There's a few who will say, no, we don't play the views game. We're all about building a community. झूठ बोलते हैं. सब झूठ बोलते हैं. The moment you get views, you're like, I'm the king of the world. The moment you don't get views, you're like,
A loser.
कांग्रेस को आत्ममंथन करना चाहिए. ये क्या हो गया? So,
और यूट्यूबर्स कैसे होते हैं रियल लाइफ में? मतलब व्हाट आर दे लाइक? डू यू सी दैट दे आर वेरी आउटगोइंग?
spectrum. There's people with crore subscribers who can't even stand in public. But
Yeah.
they're very good at their craft.
And that really seems to shock people a lot, because people always think that if you're a famous YouTuber, then you're going to be like having a lot of great social skills. You'll be like the life of the party and stuff, kind of.
No, you have to also realize many YouTubers in the country make YouTube videos sitting in their room.
Exactly. But
Yeah. So huge thing, na? आप room में बैठ के video बना रहे हो. Which is a lot different than I think podcasters have to be very socially lubricated.
for sure.
क्योंकि आपके ही घर के अंदर या आपके स्टूडियो में बहुत बार लोग आते जाते रहेंगे. So if you're not used to
Incoming.
the rhythms of conversation, then you won't fare very well.
Correct. And also, as I was growing up, I used to watch a lot of YouTubers when I was like, say 9-10 years old. And I used to watch different number of YouTubers when I was 13-14. Now I watch a completely different spectrum of YouTubers. And when I go back and I somehow remember the names of those YouTubers I used to watch as a kid, they're not really there now. Their videos are still performing well and all, but they barely post now. The channels are dead. Their personalities have completely changed. People don't watch them anymore. And the people who do, they say a lot of bad things about them. They say that, I really like the 2012 version of this YouTuber. So what do you think is like the life of a YouTuber's channel?
I think that it's very important to find other ways to make money if you're entirely dependent on audience attention. PewDiePie कहाँ बनाता है वीडियो सब?
हाँ वही, that's what I was hinting at.
But PewDiePie इतना पैसा बना चुका है ना कि उसको जरूरत नहीं है.
He's done.
Yeah, you can also just say bye-bye. Like, fuck it, I don't care. What's the MySpace के founder ने MySpace को, I think Facebook या Google को $400 million का बेचा. And he went to become a full-time photographer. And that's what he does. So you can totally bow out of public life. But yes, it sucks. When it doesn't suck, people just realize that this is the reality of life, that I'm no longer relevant. There is no coming back from this. I don't have the time or the bandwidth to reinvent myself. So let's go to a regular life. And let's forget this chapter. I know many people who used to be career YouTubers. They don't do it anymore. वो थोड़ा यार कभी देखा, have you seen a politician who's not in power
Yeah.
and is trying to get back in power? But it's been 2 unsuccessful times of not being in power. So the glory days are in the back. In the past, you used to be your friend. The past is your friend. The present is no longer your friend, and the future is dismal. So I've seen career YouTubers also like that. कि पता नहीं है अब इस बार अगर लोग सपोर्ट करें तो शायद सरकार आ जाए हमारी, देखते हैं.
So नहीं, लेकिन आपको ऐसा क्या लगता है, like for example for 3 years you've been in the limelight, you've got a lot
I've
of...
not been in the limelight.
No, I'm saying generally, not for you specifically. I'm just saying, and suppose people suddenly start to like your content a lot. You get a lot of good comments. You get approached in public. People say, hey, we're loving your content. Please don't let us down. Please don't stop posting. Then suddenly a time comes when people generally start talking that like, I used to like his content that time. Then what will you do?
हाँ, मतलब मैं ही बोलूंगा, अरे यार ये हर इंसान का डिफरेंट होता है. कई लोग अपने ऑडियंस के गुलाम होते हैं कि जो ये बोलेंगे वही करूंगा मैं थोड़ा ओलिगार्की टाइप का हूँ. Where I'm like, I mean, fuck it. Like in
It's my
some
channel.
cases,
I'll do what I want, right?
yeah, in some cases I'd be like, fuck them. अब मैं हर इंसान की एक ख्वाहिश थोड़ी पूरी करते रहूंगा कि हमें तो ऐसा अच्छा लगता था, नहीं हूँ मैं ऐसा, किसी और को जाके देख ले, क्या बोलूं मैं. ये सब चीजें, by the way, ये सब मुफ्त में मिल रहा है लोगों को. You do realize that, right? Like
Yeah.
for Netflix also you pay some amount of money.
Yeah, YouTube is free.
YouTube is free. फ्री में देख के तू मेरे को ऐसा, तू तेरे क्या मतलब, तू मुझे उस टाइम पसंद था, तू अब बेकार हो गया. अबे तू कौन है? अपना काम कर. तेरे पे इतना टाइम है कि तू मुझे बता रहा है तू मुझे ऐसा पसंद था. Like, you can't value the opinions of people who leave long comments about who you used to be. Sure, they're attached, and I'm very grateful they're attached. But they don't run your life. They don't pay your bills. Why should you care? That's why I think Bollywood stars are much better off. क्योंकि वो तो अपने चाहे अब रणबीर कपूर रहता कमिंग ऑफ एज, उसने बोला पैसे बेटी हो गई, पैसा कमाना है, एनिमल बनाओ, you know, just go all out, make 1,000 crores, happy.
Absolutely. Right. But to sort of sustain the life of a YouTuber's channel, say podcasters, since we're doing podcasting, and suddenly you feel a stray in podcasts. For example, you start sort of corporatizing your podcast a lot.
Sure.
You start scripting your podcast a lot. आपको लगता है कि मैं ऐसे बोलूंगा तो यहाँ पे views आएंगे, इसमें आज की reach इतना होना चाहिए. And then suddenly, let's just say your audience starts to somehow see through that. They say that we don't.
No, they see through it. They're very smart.
Exactly. Then what? Then what do you do to like get back to, or not get back to, if create a new version and then sort of have a better version of
I think
yourself?
it's very important to remain as honest, as authentic as possible while addressing, guys, ये podcast तो हम बनाएंगे क्योंकि इस पे व्यूज आते हैं, ये भी जरूरी है बताना. मतलब मैं तो ओपनली बोल देता हूँ यार, ये तो देखो इस पे व्यूज आते हैं, बनाने पड़ते हैं, हमें बनाने हैं वो पॉडकास्ट, हम ग्रो कैसे करेंगे? अगर मैं एक्सपेक्ट करूँ कि मेरी पर्सनालिटी के बेसिस पे ही मेरी बहुत ज्यादा ग्रोथ हो जाएगी, दैट इज फूलिश, बिकॉज देन आई हैव टू बी परफॉर्मेंस मोड ऑल द टाइम, राइट? But yeah, I don't think this is such a problem. Some people who corporatize it, like they मुंह की खाते हैं वो फिर.
Did you ever behave in a certain different way in front of the camera ever? Not just podcasting. And when was that time in your podcasting career that when your channel suddenly started taking off and you were like, damn, this is insane?
हाँ, स्टार्टिंग में मैं थोड़ा रंडी रोना करता था, मेरी प्राइवेसी इन्वेड हो रही है. स्टार्टिंग में देखो ब्लू टोकाई पे बैठा हूँ, लोग पहचान रहे हैं, मम्मी पापा को जाके बोल रहा हूँ आई कांट हैंडल दिस, दिस इज टू मच. इट्स लाइक देन आई गॉट टॉट, आई गॉट हम्बल्ड बाय लाइफ. और भाई
तब कितने थे आपके सब्सक्राइबर्स?
ये तो दिस स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग एट आई थिंक 100K पे होना शुरू हो गया था ये.
Okay.
You started getting an attitude.
No, attitude. I was like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. People are like secretly you're fucking happy, you just don't know how to deal with it. So some friends who are way more famous and family gave me the blunt rod of truth. Ki, you wanted this all your life, now you're fucking bitching about it. Behave, get in line. So then I was like, nahi, iske
Get your act together.
Yeah, because I did not know कि लोग आएंगे तो वो कुछ पूछते हैं, कुछ बताते हैं, तो कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करना है. मैं बहुत खुश था, लेकिन मैं ओवरऑल में जाता था. Then I got used to it.
I have a question on, just the general do's and don'ts of, podcasting, and more on the don'ts.
Right.
And do you think hospitality can disarm a guest? Do you think so?
Yeah, 100%. Look, we're sitting here and you're getting me to say all these things I don't generally say. It's completely disarmed, even though I'm sitting on an Arsenal mat. So I will say this, I've been to plenty of studios जहाँ घटिया वातावरण होता है. मैं समझ सकता हूँ किसी इंसान की नई हैसियत होती घर पे अपना बुलाने की, लेकिन एक छोटा सा कर्टेसी मैसेज, किसी के लिए गाड़ी बुक कर देना, किसी के लिए फ्लाइट होटल भी बुक कर देना, कई बार बढ़िया गर्मा गर्म खाना खिलाना. आपने तो टिका भी दिया हमें यहाँ पे. So these things, what they do is, one, you will always remember this person. Second, it helps to build a relationship where it's no longer like, हाँ podcast करा चले गए. It's not like a hookup. Then you start seeing each other a little bit more regularly. You don't have to be friends, but no one in this world is going to refuse a 5-star treatment, right? And it doesn't take too much. It actually takes no money, barring logistics and whatnot. It takes zero money. But लोग याद रखते हैं. मेरे घर पे मम्मी बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाती हैं. मैं कई बार मंगवा लेता हूँ घर से स्टूडियो पे खाना. स्टूडियो अच्छी जगह पे है. It looks nice. लोगों से हम पूछते हैं आने से पहले, क्योंकि लोग आते हैं भूखे प्यासे, ब्लैडर भरे हुए. Generally that's how people come. It's like, okay, what would you like to eat, drink, so that they can have something immediately and they feel at ease. Younger people come like fasted, underslept, like highly irresponsible. So how do I put them in कुछ खिला दो भाई please? तो वो सब तैयार रहता है. So they feel like I've been taken care of. But what it does is it shows that what you do matters and who's come to you also matters more.
Hmm.
Athithi Devo Bhava is not a bad strategy to have for a podcast guest for their treatment. Because ultimately, if we're in your house, right? So
Yeah.
it's like,
घर का खाना, घर की चाय, घर का सब कुछ, everything is home, you know, so it's home.
so people remember that. And that really helps.
Right.
If it's a very plastic approach.
Hmm.
Jaise, sometimes I found that when my team does outreach, now they started doing major outreach for me. Earlier, मैं खुद करता था. The podcast take a slightly longer time to close. Not because people are not competent. Because people still want that personal touch. कि मैंने खुद reach out करा, मैंने खुद बात करी. और वो चला जाता है ना, तो लोगों को बड़ा फील होता है कि we
ये
just
तो मैकेनिकल हो गया है.
हाँ ये मैकेनिकल हो गया है. वो नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से.
That personal touch has to be there.
Yeah, like you go to a 5-star hotel, classic case. They'll play sitar music. They'll have like the flowers के जो cauldron से लगा रखे होते हैं उन्होंने. Extra nice. Everyone's smiling at you. Very nice. They'll say हाँ आप आराम से बैठो हम आपका check-in कराते हैं. You're like you feel at home. Fucking welcome drink and shit. It's just.
We didn't give you a welcome drink.
You gave me more than a welcome drink.
We're going to make you jump on the trampoline now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I think what I've seen that almost everyone who has come to my studio in both cities now remembers that, how they were treated. Right? Because
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think this has been a wonderful session for us, where we've learned a lot about the do's and don'ts of podcasting, how you started your journey, and, how you need to not waver from your objective and mission. I think, like, you need to be straight in this, and you need to be very, very careful, that you don't, like, submit to each and every comment that you're getting, or, each and everything that you're getting. I think that's the takeaway that I would learn from this episode that we've done with you.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing, because many young people ask me this, कि आप अपने से powerful लोगों के साथ power dynamics को कैसे handle करते हो? And they're like, we feel very intimidated by these people. So what I have found is the best way to disarm a powerful person is to joke with them. And to not think so much कि oh my god मैं फलाने मंत्री से मिलने जा रहा हूँ. And that will, when you have that kind of casual attitude, it's going to upset everyone around the mantri except the mantri. Across the board ये हुआ है. Whatever cabinet minister I've met, their PAs are like, सर के सामने ऐसे जाना है, मैं चल तेरी बात कौन सुनेगा. तो I literally ignore it, because I know if I go, if in their head they're a slave to this guy and also behave like that, वो जो मेरे को programming करना चाह रहे हैं, then the podcast is going to be trash.
Yeah. It's not going to be lively at all.
Yeah, I'm going to meet this gentleman who's agreed to do this, so let's have fun.
It's just one interview there.
Yeah, ये एक आदमी दूसरे आदमी से मिल रहा है, बाकी सारे कमरे के लोग मेरे लिए मैटर नहीं करते हैं. That's how you have to behave. If you get programmed and like वो कह रहा है, उसके पीए ने ये बोला था, उसकी टीम सब भाड़ में जाए. मैं I let no one ever tell me कि उनसे ऐसे बात करनी है, बोलना नहीं बोलना. When I met the chairman of IFCO, for example, US Avasthi, dude, like when he gave me his number, his whole team was like, ये इतनी बड़ी breach of protocol, सर अपना नंबर दे रहे हैं. मैंने कहा आपने नंबर दो जरा, वो मैं भेजूंगा आपको. कह रहा हाँ लो. तो उसकी आंखों में, सबकी आंखों में ऐसा खून आया कि हमने इतनी जो गेट कीपिंग के साल लगाए हैं कि हमारे थ्रू हर चीज होगी, ये तो तोड़ रहा है उसको. You just, I mean, that, so when people ask me about power dynamics, so you joke and you don't let anyone else get in the way. And you can interview anyone then.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Did they ever create any problems for you like that?
What, the teams of people?
Yeah. Of like the monthly.
Like obstacles, no?
They do it all the time. Why politely say, ये ऐसे होगा, ये ऐसे नहीं होगा. जो मेरे को legitimate लगता है मैं बोलता हूँ. किसी को कुछ edit कराना होता है ना, मैं कभी नहीं बोलता कि भाई हम edit नहीं करेंगे. I still, despite the fact that I believe in free speech, I also believe in giving people the benefit of doubt. And India is a country that believes in saving face. आपको आपके पॉडकास्ट पे कोई और आता है, भाई आपको अगर उसके मन में एक डिजायर है ना कि मेरी इज्जत बचा के रखना, तो आपको बचा के रखनी है. ये ऐसा नहीं अमेरिका कि तूने तो कहा था अब तो हम डालेंगे. फ्री स्पीच. I don't think like that. Sometimes people say things in excitement. So you have to be very, यार प्लीज वो हटा देना यार, वो वाला पार्ट ना मैंने ऐसे, हाँ यार हटा देंगे.
Sure.
I think that's very important, because trust me, when you can save someone's reputation because something they said erringly, they trust you even more. Then they really trust you. then they really want to be your friend. Then they talk about you very positively to others because you help them save a cafe, like a major PR disaster. Oh, तुम्हें views चाहिए थे इसलिए तुमने कहा डालने दो. So you want to burn those bridges just because you want to get few more views? I think that's a very many people do, by the way,
But
many
most
people
of them will do it.
यार 99% podcasters ना कर लेते हैं कि हाँ फर्क नहीं
जैसे
पड़ता
अब तो
ये
मैं
सब.
तो मिल गया मेरे को, मैं तो अभी मतलब he's on my hook.
हाँ कि फंसा दिया है, बोल दिया है, वो बोल भी रहा है कि edit नहीं
उगलवा
किया.
लिया मैंने ना, हो गया.
हाँ, so I think that's very
Hmm.
that's very rude. I don't think that's our values. अगर आप ऐसा करना चाहते हो तो आप क्या, you're not no better than any mainstream media who's out there to get a few
Just
clicks.
TRPs, yeah. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
it. I think it's great. I think I think I've learned a lot, and I'm really,
Same
really
here.
excited about, this podcasting journey that we've started. And it's just been 6 months since we've started, and we're really loving it. We met fabulous people, very interesting people, and we've just loved it. The amount of learning that we are getting
right.
is much more than, we thought we'll be able to, package and give out, I mean, like, we're just learning a lot. Like, just hanging out with you since last night has been great. And, now I'm looking forward to jumping on the trampoline with you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed this podcast, and I'm very happy that I traveled here. It was very worth it, and you are an exciting duo.
Thank you.
And yeah, I've once again I said मैंने podcasting की बहुत बात कर रखी है, लेकिन मैंने आज और बात कर ली जो मैंने पहले कभी नहीं करी थी. So thanks to you.